There comes a moment in every life when the call arrives. A whisper at first, barely noticeable. Then louder. An ache. A pull towards something unknown, something greater. You feel it, don't you? The unsettling question that lingers in the back of your mind. Is this all there is? Maybe you've felt trapped, stuck in a routine that no longer excites you, bound by expectations that aren't truly your own. You want more. You feel like you were meant for something greater, but stepping into the unknown? That's terrifying. But here's the truth, every hero starts exactly where you are now. From the myths of ancient civilizations to the biggest films of today, every great story follows the same hidden blueprint, a universal pattern known as the hero's journey. Joseph Campbell, one of the greatest mythologists of the 20th century, uncovered this pattern and realized something profound. The hero's journey is not just a story, it's the roadmap for personal transformation. And if you understand it, you can begin to see your own life through a new lens, one that reveals your true potential and the steps you must take to become the person you were meant to be. By the end of this video, you'll understand how Campbell's philosophy applies directly to your life. More importantly, you'll learn how to step out of the ordinary world and into your own hero's journey. Let's begin. At its core, the hero's journey isn't just a storytelling device. It's a psychological pattern, a reflection of the way human beings experience transformation. Joseph Campbell spent his life studying myths, legends, and religious traditions from cultures all over the world. From the Greek epics of Homer to Buddhist scriptures, from Native American folklore to medieval European tales, he found something astonishing. Despite vast differences in time, geography, and culture, these stories all followed the same hidden structure, a universal path of growth and transformation that transcends language, belief systems, and civilizations. It was as if humanity had been telling the same story for thousands of years, disguised in different settings and characters. That structure became known as the hero's journey, and it follows a clear arc. First, the call to adventure. The hero begins in their ordinary world but is confronted with a challenge or opportunity. Then, refusal of the call, fear, doubt, or external forces holds the hero back from answering the call to adventure. Then, meeting the mentor, a guide appears, providing knowledge, tools, or wisdom to the hero. Then, crossing the threshold. The hero takes a leap of faith by stepping into the unknown, eventually answering the call of adventure. Then, trials and tribulations. The hero faces obstacles, enemies, and self-doubt, testing their strength. Then, the abyss and transformation, a moment of crisis where the hero must confront their greatest fear. And lastly, the return. The hero emerges stronger, bringing newfound wisdom back to their world. But why does this pattern repeat itself across all cultures? To find this, we must take a dive into the psychological truth behind the hero's journey. Campbell wasn't just a mythologist. He was deeply influenced by psychologists like Carl Jung and Sigmund Freud. And what he discovered was profound. The hero's journey isn't just a story, it's the journey of the human mind. Carl Jung believed that myths are not random. They are expressions of universal symbols and archetypes that exist in the collective unconscious of all people. These archetypes, the hero, the mentor, the shadow, the trickster, are representations of deep psychological realities that exist within all of us. Think about it. The call to adventure represents the moment we realize we want more from life. The refusal of the call is the fear and doubt that hold us back. The road of trials symbolizes the challenges that force us to grow. The abyss is the existential crisis, the moment when everything we thought we knew is shattered. The return is the wisdom gained from suffering, the transformation into something greater. In essence, every major turning point in your life follows this pattern. Every struggle, every setback, every victory, it's all part of your own hero's journey. But here's where it gets personal. Think about your own life. Have you ever felt stuck in a routine that no longer excites you? Have you ever faced a moment when you knew you had to make a big change, but fear held you back? Have you ever gone through a difficult period, only to emerge on the other side stronger, wiser, and more resilient? If you have, then you've already lived parts of the hero's journey. And once you recognize that, everything changes. Because now you know, the challenges you face are not barriers, they are the necessary steps of transformation. This is why the hero's journey resonates so deeply with us. Whether it's ancient mythology or modern cinema, we are drawn to these stories because they reflect something true about the way we experience life. And the biggest and most profound realization of all is this: you are not just a spectator of these stories. You are the hero of your own story. The question is, will you answer the call? Every great transformation begins with a choice, step forward into the unknown, or retreat into the familiar. Yet, most people hesitate. They feel the call, the deep, unshakable sense that life could be more, but they turn away. Not because they don't want change, but because transformation is terrifying. Joseph Campbell understood this. He argued that the reason so many people stay stuck is that they fear what lies beyond the world they know. This moment, the refusal of the call, is where most journeys end before they even begin. But why? Why do people resist change? There are three major forces that keep people from transforming into the hero of their own story. 1. The illusion of security. People cling to comfort because it feels safe. But is it? Jobs disappear. Relationships change. Even the routines we depend on can vanish in an instant. Campbell's insight? Staying where you are is not safer than taking a risk. The only real security is your ability to grow, adapt, and evolve. 2. The fear of failure. Nobody wants to fail. Studies show that the brain processes failure like physical pain, which is why so many avoid it at all costs. But here's the truth: failure isn't the opposite of success, it's the price of admission. Every mythological hero, every successful person in history, has faced failure before they triumphed. 3. The weight of expectations. Perhaps the hardest chains to break are the ones placed on us by others. Society tells us what success looks like, what paths are respectable, what is too risky. But Campbell warned, if you follow someone else's path, you will never discover your own. Real transformation requires breaking free, not just from fear, but from the expectations that are keeping you small. This leads us directly to the paradox of transformation. Something must die for something greater to be born. The fear-driven version of you must die so confidence can emerge. The version of you that avoids failure must die so resilience can take its place. The version of you that lives for others must die so you can finally live for yourself. This is the abyss. The moment of crisis where the old self is shattered and the new self is forged. Campbell's message is clear: the cave you fear to enter holds the treasure you seek. The only question left is, will you enter? So, how do you step into your own hero's journey? Here are 3 key lessons from Campbell's philosophy that will help you embrace transformation. 1. Answer the call. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. The moment will never feel perfect. Heroes don't wait until they're ready. They act despite fear. Identify an area of your life where you've been hesitating. That's your call to adventure. Write it down. 2. Find your mentors. You are not alone. Every hero meets mentors along the way, wise figures who guide them forward. In real life, mentors can be books, teachers, or even failures that teach you valuable lessons. Who or what has been a guide in your life? Seek out knowledge and wisdom from those who have walked the path before you. 3. Face the ordeal. Growth requires struggle. The greatest transformations come from confronting discomfort. If you're afraid of failure, lean into it. If you fear rejection, put yourself in situations where you might be rejected. Instead of asking, what if I fail? Ask, what will I become if I succeed? The hero's journey isn't just about adventure, it's about self-overcoming. And that requires action. Your life is a story. Right now, you are somewhere within your own hero's journey. Maybe you're standing at the threshold, staring into the unknown, feeling the pull of something greater but hesitant to take that first step. Maybe you've already begun, facing obstacles and trials that test your resilience. Perhaps you're deep in the abyss, the darkest part of the journey, where fear, doubt, and struggle seem overwhelming. But here's what you need to remember: every great hero faces this moment. The difference between those who rise and those who remain trapped in the ordinary world is a single choice: the decision to keep moving forward. You will be tested. You will face failure. You will encounter resistance, both from the world and from within yourself. And yet, this is the path to transformation. Joseph Campbell's hero's journey is not just a mythological structure, it's a mirror of life itself. And once you understand that struggle is not an obstacle but the path itself, something shifts inside you. Every failure becomes a lesson. Every challenge becomes an opportunity. Every fear becomes a doorway to your higher self. So here's your challenge. What will you choose? Will you ignore the call, staying within the safety of the familiar? Or will you take that first step into the unknown, knowing that struggle, growth, and transformation await? Take a moment right now and think about it. What's one challenge you're facing that could be part of your own hero's journey? And if this video resonated with you, subscribe and join us on this journey of self-discovery. And perhaps, years from now, when you look back on this moment, you'll realize this was the beginning of something extraordinary. See you in the next video.